Well, welcome back to Life Journey Productions Studios. I am Keith. This is a video to take a quick look at the DJI Mic kit. It's right here. You can see it in this little window right here next to me. And then next to that is the kit. It's out of the box, but wanted to give you a quick look at the box. So here's the front, here is the side, here is the back. The other side, you can see the different uses. You can wear it as a lapel mic with the windscreen on it. You can plug the receiver into your phone. So I love the fact that you can use it on a camera with the cold or hot shoe adapter. Then you also can use it at the base of a phone, and you can also have it on lapel and have two people or just one person if you're doing a single vlog or just a video like this and you want to have a lapel mic on. So we're going to set the box aside and good look specifically at this mic kit. So we'll slide that over. On the front, I have it plugged in. There's a USB-C port on the back of the box that it comes in. This is a charging case, has a battery built into it. So you can take a look at this. There's the back. On the bottom, you have the barcode to get more information. Again, front and back. And there's kind of a rough surface on the bottom part of the case, which gives you a little bit of grip. I like that. And you can see right now it is charging. And then you also have the two windscreens for the two lapel mics, as well as you can plug a regular microphone into these microphones. And we'll take a look at that here shortly. Again, if you open the case, then everything fits inside the case. It's going to pop on. So you can see the little readout. So it tells you have memory available for mic 1. And you have memory available for mic 2, and it tells you how much time is left. They are all fully charged. You can see charging status right there. And again, there's a clip available right here that fits in the case. And then if you look at the back of the case, you can see a lightning adapter there as well as a USB-C adapter, and they fit in the case as well. And if you kind of turn it over here, you can see on the regular clip is a magnet, and this is a hefty magnet. We'll pull one of these transmitters out and you can see it. You have an on and off switch, charging port, green light to let you know it's on. There's the microphone, and you can actually put the windscreen on that just simply by twisting it on, and we'll show that later. You have a mic port here if you want to use a lapel mic with it. On this side, you have a link switch right here by my thumb, and then record. Now, there is a setting inside now with the new firmware. So if you go into record mode, and these will actually record, then you can't accidentally turn it off by hitting the button. As I'm hitting the button, the record light, which is red, is staying on. And if I want this to go off, I can go inside the receiver and turn it off, or I can just pop it right back in the case and the record light's going to go off. So both receivers just come right in the case, and they have charging ports on the bottom, and you can see also inside the case. So there's the charging port inside the case, and if you pull out the receiver, you can see a charging port there as well, and there's a little bit better look at the case, and you can see in the top part space for everything to fit in there. So two transmitters and one receiver, and they charge right inside with those four little dots. Okay, it does come with some USB-C cables to do your charging. They're right here, and they're a good little short length. We'll set one of them right there. And again, these are windscreens. That'll cut down on that wind noise outside. You do not need those inside. So let's pull the transmitter out. And again, not only is the transmitter out, but these are actually now receiving, and you can see a signal right here on the receiver. And you can actually change the levels of both microphones. You can turn recording on, recording off. You can see that there's a left and a right on here. And then you can actually hit record on these transmitters, and again, plug a microphone in if you want to use a regular lapel mic and not the built-in microphone, which is right here. So the transmitter is off now, so if you leave it out of the case and you're not using it, they will turn off just to save some battery power. The way to get it back on, the fastest way is just put it in there, open it back up. You can also get it to do that just by taking it and popping it back in there. We'll demonstrate that here in just a second. In the meantime, while that's getting ready to time out, I wanted to show you that you can go into the menus here by swiping up, and that lets you know that receiver 2 is not recording and that it's not muted. You can mute that microphone, and you've got that much time left on the chip, and it's really counting down in 14.3 hours. So it actually gives you a readout of how long you can record on these transmitters. So the memory chip is built into these transmitters, which is great. So this is just a receiver, and it's giving you a readout of that. And then if you tap on that, I'm now in record mode for transmitter 2. So it now has timed out. Both of these are shut down because they're still in the case. And as I said, I would demo that. If I just drop it in the case, they come right back on, so you don't have to close it and open it to get them going again. So we'll pull it out again. We're going to swipe up, and then now you have that transmitter. You swipe down, and you can go into modes. So I can be stereo. I can go into mono mode. I can go into mono stereo, and then stereo, and that splits the two receivers into left and right channels. If you were going to record in some kind of interface or your camera, then you could mix that down later and raise or lower one of the volumes. There is a default setting inside there to do a backup recording inside the transmitter as well. And you want to make sure that you know what firmware you have. I've updated it to the most recent firmware based on what's available in July of 2022. And we'll show you where you can find out what firmware version you have here shortly. Lots of little menu choices inside here. I'm not going to go through all of the menus, but again, if you swipe down, you can go through the different modes. Then you can go over and adjust the receiver gain just by sliding up or down on the little readout. And it goes up 12 dB and down 12 dB. And then swipe up to continue. You have the headphone out. And again, there's a headphone output on the transmitter, so you can raise and lower the volume of that transmitter. And go to the transmitter settings and click on that, and you can go through low cut, transmitter gain. So now I can choose which of these transmitters I want to change the gain. Swipe up, tap on number 2, and I can raise and lower that gain 12 dB up or 12 dB down. Swipe up again, and now I can get over to the record mode. And in the record mode, that's a safety measure so that if I am recording on the transmitter, I can't accidentally bump it and it would turn off. So pull this out. I will hit the record button, and then now it's red for recording. If I hit it again, it won't accidentally go off because I have that accidental setting set. So pull it out of the case to be able to go through the menus. So transmitter out again. If I swipe up, I can then adjust that particular transmitter. If I swipe down, I can click on the settings for that transmitter and then go through them again, go into the record mode, and it is on. I can set this on or off for each one of these transmitters inside the receiver. So we'll leave that set, swipe up. Go over one more setting. This is auto record mode. If I click on auto record mode, I can turn that off or on. If I turn this on, it's going to automatically start recording when I pull it out of the case, so I don't miss anything. That may not be a feature you want. I leave that off for right now. I'm going to go over one more notch, and that is vibration. I have vibration on, so anytime I hit a setting, it vibrates. So swipe up to go to the next setting, brightness mode, and then I can change the brightness to low or high from that menu. So swipe up, go to transmitters, settings. Now I can go into linking devices in the receiver, as well as the link button on the transmitters. If they're not linking, I can click on brightness level and raise the brightness level up and down of this device right here. And swipe up to continue over. The next one is language, so I can set the language right here by tapping on it. I have it set for English right now, and you can see all the different languages that you have the ability to scroll through, and there's quite a few of those. Swipe up. I can change the date of the device. I can do a factory reset. I can get information, so I hit on that. It tells me that I have firmware version 2.00.72.80. The last I looked, that was the most recent firmware. And then if I go to the next screen, it gives me all the legal screens, all the information about the transmitter that I own. Also, if you have both receivers out of the case, you are going to get the levels. It tells you what's left, what's right. It tells you what mode you're in right here. I'm in stereo mode. And it tells you what the battery life is available. And again, if you put it in the case with the transmitters, you do get a readout on how much time is left on those chips. So now let's talk about the attachments. So you do have a cold shoe attachment right here. Easiest way to put that on is to open it up with your fingernail like that. So it's spring loaded. And then you just simply take this clip. This is the bottom, so you're going to want this facing this way. So you're going to just simply slip this in the slot on the back of the receiver right here. Actually, this way. It slides in, and now you have the ability to put this on top of your camera on a cold shoe or a hot shoe. So we'll pull this off. And you can also take out the adapters. So you have a lightning adapter right there inside the case, and they just fit snugly in there. Now we're going to pull out the lightning adapter. Again, we're going to follow the arrow, which is right here, matching the arrow right there. So we'll slide it in like this, snap it in place. So now we have a lightning adapter. I can take my iPhone, pop it in just like this. And now we bring out one of the mics and we're going to turn it on. And the receiver will attach right there. Filmic Pro is one of the apps that I have here, so we'll open that up. And then if you are using Filmic Pro, it's very important that you go into settings, audio, and make sure you're using the headphone setting in Filmic Pro. There's other microphones on the iPhone. It's all set to record. Tap out of that. I'm going to put this on the DJI Mic kit and hit record. Pick up the microphone. Testing 1 2, testing 1 2, testing 1 2, testing 1 2. We'll pop that in the case. We'll pull the other transmitter out. It's already on. It's receiving. Hit record. Testing 1 2. Check testing 1 2. And you can see there is a signal level on this device for Filmic Pro as well as right here on my receiver. So we'll turn this recording off. We're going to pull this off of the iPhone. And again, this lightning port and the hot shoe will still fit in the case. So if I have the lightning or the USB-C adapter on or the hot shoe, it will still pop in the case with the hot shoe adapter on. So now let's go back to my videos, and I'm going to go to video 1. Pick up the microphone. Testing 1 2. Testing 1 2. Testing 1 2. 1 2. Testing 1 2. Next video recording. Testing 1 2. Check testing 1 2. And you can see there is a signal level on this device for Filmic Pro as well as... So you can use it as a phone recorder and have a guest and have each one of your guests use one of the microphones. And you can also click on record in both microphones. You can add a mic in the little 3.5 jack there. We're going to do that in a minute. You can turn it on and off. You can charge it, or you can charge from a USB-C cable. like this, or you can charge it right inside the case. And again, if I hit record, it's not going to accidentally go off because I have that set inside the menu. So the last thing I want to do is we're going to take the transmitter out, and we're going to take the windscreen and we're going to put it on. There are some notches right here on the windscreen, a little gap, and you line that up. The notches right here around the mic. Hopefully you can see that right there. And so we're going to line up those notches, turn it, and now it's on there quite firmly and it's not coming off, and that will cut down the wind noise. And I can still pop it in the case. So now I want to take the transmitter and plug it into my ATEM Mini Extreme Iso. I have my SM7b plugged in. Now we're going to change over to the wireless microphone. So I'm going to take this mic and I'll put it right here using the magnet down a ways behind my other microphone. So if I move this out of the way, there it is. And I'll unmute that channel here in a minute in my ATEM so you can listen to that instead. So now we're going to take the transmitter, unplug the lightning port, and now I'm going to take the 3.5 jack and I'm going to plug it in the out right here. So you have a headphone out and you have an output for the audio. So we'll plug that in. Now I'll plug it in the back of my ATEM Mini Extreme. Okay, so we're going to switch microphones from the SM7B to the lapel mic. Testing 1, 2. It's a little hotter than my other mic, but this is me talking into the DJI mic with the dead cat on it. And I'll move this out of the way so you can see that this is the actual mic that comes with the kit. And I could use that. That's what it sounds like with the dead cat on. So we'll take that off. Testing 1, 2. This is the second DJI mic without the dead cat on. So I do have the EQ on, so I will turn the equalizer off. And I also have a noise gate on. I will turn the noise gate off. And so now this is just the dry audio coming into my ATEM Extreme Iso. We'll turn the gate back on and close that, and we'll also turn the equalizer back on as well, which has just really got a low frequency roll off in case there's any rumbling going on. Okay, we'll turn this back off and now go back to my SM7B. So you can actually use this microphone as a camera mounted receiver with the same cable. Pull that out again. So this could go right on top of your camera using the cold shoe adapter and use it that way, or you could use it right inside your studio, inside your audio interface. I'm going directly into my ATEM Extreme Iso here in my studio and just turning on one of the two microphones. I have this in channel 1 and I had the transmitter from DJI in channel 2. And then we actually tried both microphones. So we'll put this basically back in the case. We'll take this last microphone off of my shirt, pop that in there as well. And then one thing downside, which other people have talked about, is that you can't hide these cables inside the case. There's also no room for these two dead cats. Will be stored inside this little pouch. And so inside the pouch, there is a pocket right here. Hopefully you can see that. Right there is the pocket. And so I can take these and just slide those in the pocket like that. I can take this cable right here and slide it in the pocket as well. And then I could close up the case, unplug it, and drop the whole case inside here, as well as the charging cables. And take it out with you wherever you need to go in that handy bag, and obviously put the box on the shelf and just travel with this nice little kit with everything inside of it. And that's typically how I have it in my backpack. So With that said, that is the DJI Mic. Let's go outdoors and do a little sound test. You're going to see how it performs in line of sight. And you're going to see how it performs when my back is turned walking away from it. Okay, here we go. We're going to take a walk and we're going to see how far it can go. I'm going to walk. It'll have my back to the camera. I'm going to go as far as I think it'll pick up. Then I'm going to come back facing the camera and you can hear if it drops out when my back's turned or if it does better when I'm facing the camera. So here we go. Testing the microphone. So this is a long road. If I walk to the end of it, it would probably be about, I would say probably 300 yards. And I will count the paces as I come back. But I'm walking away. Hopefully the mic hasn't already dropped out. But if it did, we'll add that size. I'm going to keep walking, turn around and face the camera. I'm probably about 50, 60, 70 yards from here right now. And hopefully you can still see me. Go a little further. Away from my house. So this is a pretty good distance. This is probably about 85, 90 yards. I'm going to walk back a little further. So probably about 100 yards. I'll pace it back as we come back. Testing 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14, 15, 16, 17, 18, 19, 20, 21, 22, 23, 24, 25, 26. So it is about 100 yards to where I turned around. Just looking at the distance here, but you can hear what the microphone sounds like. And again, just using my shirt to block the wind. Shirt can be a perfect filter, and with the magnet you can just simply do that. I could have hit it behind my pocket as well. But walking back now. So if the audio dropped out, should be back now. But that's kind of a test out here in the field of the DJI Mic. And don't forget, you can also use it with a regular lapel mic. I have these Deity Pro microphones, and it can plug right in to that transmitter using a 3.5 jack. So that's another option that you might have. You may have some microphones and you want to use a more professional lapel microphone and hide it. Use the skin tone for a wedding. You could use these microphones as well. And both of those transmitters have the ability to plug in a microphone right in them. So that's an option as well. So I hope you enjoyed that overview of this mic kit. DJI, you have 2 transmitters, 1 receiver. It's quite flexible. Using it for a camera or using it in your smart or on your smart device, as well as inside your studio. So lots of flexibility with this kit, and I think it sounds pretty good for that price point. So I hope that you will, if you haven't already, you subscribe to this channel, like and share the videos if they helped you out. Look at some of our other videos and join me every Tuesday at 4 p.m. for our live stream, where we talk about live streaming, mobile video production, as well as just whatever else we talk about here. Q&A, answering your questions, demoing things in the studio. As my studio continues to grow, we would love to do that together. So I am Keith. This is Life Journey Production Studios, and I hope to see you in the next video.